this is actually the perfect time to do an early review of Starfleet Academy episode 6. Let's bring up a poster that reflects what it's going to be. But Alan, tell me about it. I'm pumped for this episode, and someone I think gets pumped. And we'll show there is a little preview. We'll show that video preview in a second. But tell me.
You don't want to show it now?
You have it?
I don't have it.
Okay.
No, you mentioned it sounding like you actually had it.
Give me the review. Give it to me, Alan. Episode 6.
Okay, let's do this. Episode 6. I mean, the review is simple. It sucks. But let's get into the details of the plot. Episode 6 opens with a tender moment between Caleb and his love, Tamira, the Betazoid. They're at the park, looking lovingly into each other's eyes. They walk down the street holding hands, and then they start boning each other in bed. And it's pretty explicit. Never have I ever seen a start. Okay, maybe it happened on Discovery and all these other Kurtzman shows I never watched, but it gets pretty hot and heavy. And I'll just say, if she was endowed, it would really push that TV MA.
So we see her naked from the back, riding him,
and right? A little bit from the side. And yeah, well, look, in television, she is, if it were real life, she would be riding him, but you're not allowed to pump, I guess, on television. So that's as far as that gets. And the encounter is so intense that she enters Caleb's mind. She first brings her into her safe space, this world she created in her mind, because she's a Betazoid, because that's what they do. And then at one point she enters Caleb's mind without consent, and Caleb is thrown off by that. And this is the example of, what men do to women would be considered a Me Too moment, but what women do to men, if a woman does the exact same to a man, it's a teachable moment, because that's who she is. And part of it is, we're going to learn later that she's special, and that her powers are a little more intense than the other Betazoids. And so there you go. Star Trek. So now that they've put their clothes back on, there's this exercise that the entire academy is going to go in. So they board the Athena, and they go off to there's this ship graveyard, which, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's in Discovery, but there's the USS Miyazaki, and it had a special drive, a singularity drive on there. And because of system malfunctions and stuff like that, the ship kind of imploded on itself, killing everybody. And so what the War College had been doing for years was going to the Miyazaki and kind of doing exercises and things like that. And so the Athena is now allowed to do that as well. And so the way it works is students are put into two groups, the away team and then the support team. The away team goes, their job is to do some certain exercises. In this case, it's to start up a power system. And if they can actually start up the power system, then the teachers who made a bet will win the bet, which is some time on Risa.
Made a side bet?
Yeah, they made side bets if their group, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and then when Nala and the Jemadar Klingon find out, they make their own side bet. It's funny. It's hilarious. Guarantee you, it's funny when you watch it. So while the away team is on the Miyazaki, it is attacked by I forget the name. Is it the Ravers or something like that? I forget the name of it. It's an alien race that is hybrid human alien, and they're vicious. They take the students hostage, and as we're told, they don't always give the students back, even if you pay them and everything. There's only one person who can help them, and that is why do I keep forgetting their names? It's not even because
they're not memorable. That's why you keep forgetting.
Exactly. That's why I always have to reference IMDb to get names down, but it's the Paul Giamatti character.
Okay.
I want to say Kraglin, but that's not it. Noose Baraka. That's it. Noose. So he's the only, he doesn't like these aliens at all. And so he's been able to keep them out of his territory. And so they decide that they're going to give him temporary amnesty in exchange for information on how to stop them. And that means that Noose Baraka has to come on board the Athena, and the confrontation between him and Nala is something that only the creators of Starfleet Academy could write.
Well, I was bored just by you talking about it.
I know. Well, I'll give you some credit here. It's the best of the worst. If we had talked about it more on about chapter 5, I mentioned in episode 5 that the Federation is lost. There's no hope for the Federation just because these are idiots and morons running it. And episode 6 kind of proves it.
Let's take a look at this 30-second preview of this episode.
The War College and Starfleet Academy will work together in a joint training exercise.
Getting some weird readings here.
It's not Starfleet. They're boarding the ship.
The Furies have a nasty habit of killing their hostages.
There's no way a frontal assault ends without bodies.
Your cadets are about to be tender, tasty team cutlets.
I mean, it's funny how, Paul Giamatti is the best thing about Starfleet Academy. And B, after a while, you start sympathizing with him and then thinking that maybe he's right. The Furies, that's what it is. The Furies.
I can't think of one thing that is the best thing about this show.
Well, the least worst thing about the show.
The least worst thing. That's more accurate description. Okay.
Now, do you want me to do the spoiler?
Yes.
The thing I've been teasing.
Wait. Does the audience want us to do the spoiler?
I mentioned that you saw that there's a Vulcan student there.
Yes,
the Vulcan student says the worst thing imaginable, and when you watch it, you will scream in agony. We should put a spoiler thing up because part of it is I would prefer that you experience it when it happens, but I hope Gary and the crew are not watching this because just the idea that when they watch it, I can only imagine their faces when they see it happen. So we have spoilers here. You are warned. I do it now because I assume you're not going to watch it, but it's amazing. Okay, so here it is. Here's the spoiler. The away team. There is a Vulcan member on the away team. A student. It's a Vulcan student. And there's a teacher there to guide them, to kind of show them what to do. And then during the attack, the teacher sacrifices his life for the students. And guess what the Vulcan says?
What?
Guess.
The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Or the one.
No! Are you kidding me? I guess.
I'm not kidding.
No! Con! Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah. So you thought Master Debater was bad. I mean
69.
All right.
Now watch Gary, watch Az, watch Disprove, and their reaction to that line.
That is the worst thing I've ever heard. That is all god awful.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't see how you recover from this other than ignoring it and making a new Trek series that is a starship going somewhere that maybe there are a few familiar things. Just tell me the story of a new crew or maybe a different crew in a different, maybe you got to go prequel, an earlier prequel. I don't know.
Or maybe you just take the idea seriously and not
even better.
So many member berries.
Yeah.
You know, look, let's talk about this for a second. Hey, throw the spoiler back up. But I mean, when you heard that first line, what was the context and what did it make you feel when you heard that line being said in Wrath of Khan?
Oh my God, it's great. I mean,
it was poignant. It was somewhat devastating when you heard it. You saw Spock in a whole new way. And now they do this. Teacher, an actor who was only in this episode, so red shirt, and we get to deliver that line, and the impact of it, which is basically there's no impact because you never knew this character. You know, it's not like you spent years understanding this character, and now we're attributing that line to it.
I mean, the depths this show can just it's embarrassing.
No,
I don't know how could anyone involved with this feel proud of it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they feel proud of it. I'm pretty sure everyone, and for some reason, people have to defend this. And I mean, you hate to feel like you're the only one, but I mean, I have to believe the majority of people who see this slop understand what we're talking about and why it's bad. When you see someone say, "Oh, the chuds are coming after it," you understand why. So I made my daughter watch episode 4.
Now, your daughter, it might be in the target demo.
My daughter is the target demo. She's Gen Z. And she came screaming at me after 5 minutes. The whole hologram, the story of me and doing the dance. And I said, I don't talk a lot about this. I try not to feed her what I say on this show because I want to get natural responses. And her response is basically, she said that this show was written by a millennial to an audience they think that Gen Z is. That they think that this is how you reach Gen Z.
Yeah.
And it's like Gen Z would never watch this. In fact,
now
her friends actively resist watching this show.
Now, this is anecdotal. Your daughter is one person, but I see almost no one. I don't see positive chatter, not positive chatter at all. So,
yeah, I mean, when you're watching the original series, when you're watching Next Generation, there have been episodes where it's over and you spend time talking about what just happened. And sure, they had some cool cliffhangers like the whole Borg stuff, but there were messages and there were things being said about humanity. Like I described to her the episode of the original series about the Frank Gorshin one where, the black on the right side, white on the left side. And, I described it and she understood exactly what they were getting at and why that episode itself had a profound effect on all of us, why we remember that episode and why we talk about that episode and how it relates to the world today. And quite frankly, it still relates to the world today.
It does.